Okay, so now that you're ready to go home, I want to go over the medication that we're going to have you starting. It's called Seroquel. You understand that you've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which causes you to have mood shifts between manic and depressive moods. I'm sure you're familiar with these moods, we've discussed them. So sometimes you feel super energetic and on top of the world, and then a few weeks later, you desperately struggle to get out of bed. You feel like you don't have any energy, just day-to-day activities are really hard for you. Is that right? Okay, so specifically, we've told you that you have bipolar 2 disorder. And so what that means is that your illness has more depressive moods than the manic moods. And also if and when you do have those manic moods, they're not quite as intense as some people with other forms of bipolar might have. So because of these mood changes, your activities of your daily life and a job can be really challenging for you. So I just want to really reiterate that the condition is not anything you've done. It's not anything that you could have helped. It's because of the chemistry in your brain. And also, it cannot be fixed because of lifestyle changes. And your symptoms and your mood changes happen, like I said, because of the chemistry that is in your brain. So the best way to stabilize this, and then we build on top of the stabilizing, is to give you medications. This medication will help you to not have such intense shifts in your moods and not have and have less of an extreme of those moods as well. I know this can be really scary, and we'll go over this medication. You're welcome to ask any and as many questions as you want. And also I'm going to send you home with a packet of information so you can refer back to this and you can reread it however many times you would like to. So this medication is going to help regulate your mood and help you have more control over your thoughts and your emotions. So Seroquel is an antagonist of dopamine and serotonin, and I understand that's really confusing, but all it means is that you have an extra amount of chemicals within your brain. So this medication helps block those chemicals so they cannot connect in your brain and they don't affect you. So that means that the proper amount of chemicals is being used in your brain, which helps stabilize your mood. So after taking this medication for a while, you should start to notice improvements in your depressive mood especially. You should have more energy throughout the day. You should be able to sleep better at night. Your concentration on doing things should improve, and your relationships, you should feel happier, kind of more fulfilled, and more stable in those relationships as well, which I know is really important to you. So this can sound like a lot of change all at once, but I just want to make sure that you understand that this is a constant change over a long time. I mean, over weeks or months. This isn't going to be just one day you wake up and you feel like the whole world has changed for you. This is something that is going to improve over time, and you should start to feel more energy and like you're sleeping better over the course of a while, not super intense change all at once. And also we're going to start you out on a low dose, and then we'll increase it for the first few days and stabilize you on one dose. And then I'll have you come back, we'll go over everything, and then we'll change it as we need to. But we'll go over that in a little while. So with any kind of new medication, we try to make sure people know what they need to look out for. You know, there's side effects or different things that you might not like. I just want to make you aware of them and make sure you're alert, and we can discuss those things and adjust and see if there's anything we can do to help those side effects go away if they happen. So I just want to go over them. I've also included them in the paperwork that I'm going to send home with you. So like again, if you want to go over it however many times you need, if you want to refer back to it, you can go ahead and do that. So with this medication, a lot of times people complain of dry mouth. That really bothers them, and also weight gain can be a big deal too. So because of this, it's really important that you stay hydrated, you drink lots of water, and stick to a healthy diet. and also, walking, exercise, which I know you struggle with already because of your lack of energy. But, as this medication starts to work, hopefully you'll be able to kind of add that into your daily routine. And again, that's something we can address later. At this time, I think it's just really important that you stick with a healthy diet and stay hydrated. So additionally, at the beginning, I know this sounds weird because this is what we're trying to fix, but you may feel more tired and more drowsy than you do. This is temporary, and after your body adjusts and responds to the medication, this feeling should go away. And this is going to be the hardest thing that you deal with. It's frustrating when you start to take a medication that's for something and then you get the opposite effect. Like I said, it is temporary, and this should go away. So please, I just really want you to stick with it and continue taking it, even though you just need to be aware that this is going to happen, so that when it does happen, please don't get frustrated and feel like you don't want to take it anymore. If you do feel that way, call me, we can discuss it, or you can come back in and we can talk about it. But it's really important just to get over that hump, that challenge right there, so that you can start feeling the different positive things that are going to happen with this medication. This is usually the time that people struggle with. They don't feel like it's helping, so they give up and they stop taking it. You have to give your body time to adjust. And then, like I said, if that happens and you are really frustrated and don't know what to do, just come back in and we will talk about it and we'll figure it out. I really just want to help you through this and help guide you through this. I understand how challenging of a commitment starting new medication is, but I think that if you really give it time, you'll really be happy with the positives that are going to start happening, which on top of that, we can start adding different things that'll improve your life as well. I've given this medication to lots and lots of patients. I have seen it change people's entire worlds. They've been able to, have a stable job, their relationships change, they feel more stable, more committed, just more fulfilled, and that's something I really want for you. I think that you are going to stick with it, and you'll really be happy with it here in a few months. So now I just want to go over the dosing that we're going to have you start on. So you don't have to take it with food, so you don't have to worry about that. And at first, I'm going to have you take it at bedtime. So you'll take it once a day at bedtime. You'll start it with 50 milligrams the first day. Then we'll put 100 milligrams the second day, 200 milligrams the third day, 300 milligrams the fourth day. And I'm going to write all this down for you, and it'll be in your paperwork. So each day you can just address accordingly. So at that time, on the fourth day, when you hit 300 milligrams, that's the milligrams we're going to keep you at for the next couple of weeks. So we'll keep you on that dose until you come back, and then we'll discuss how it's working for you and everything else. And then we can adjust it. We can maybe bump it up a little bit more. Most people take about 400 to 800 milligrams a day when they take this daily. And they usually break it up into 2 different times. So you would take it at morning and at night, usually 400 milligrams at a time. But at this time, like I said, I'm going to put you on 300 milligrams, and I want you just to stay on that until you come back. And then we'll adjust accordingly depending on how you feel and how your symptoms are. Something really interesting I have learned is that people that take this medication, people that take this medication did not feel any different when their doses were moved from 300 milligrams to 600 milligrams. It seems like 300 milligrams is that stable point that everybody feels like they're getting the best out of it, and they don't need to adjust any further. So if you need to, if we feel like we want to bump it up a little bit and see if it affects you, then that's great. But I just found it really interesting to find that increasing the dose above 300 milligrams doesn't really seem to have done anything more for people. But each person's different, so we'll see how that is. So how do you think you feel? What questions do you have?